I keep thinking it's Friday. It's not Friday. It's Thursday.
Like you said, you've been a day ahead all week.
I guess so, yeah. Pat McGann is going to be in here later on. He's very funny. He's doing the Weekend at Hilarities. And I will have more tickets for you for Dream Theater, Black Keys. Next week, 9 Inch Nails tickets for you. So if you've been hitting me up trying to get to that show this fall at Blossom, I'll get you set up. Also tickets for Monday Night Raw. And Henry Rollins, who is back on the road. He's going to do Playhouse Square on a spoken word tour in March. I wonder if Henry Rollins could have ever foreseen a time where he would do spoken word tours as opposed to the screaming word tours he used to do with Black Flag. But he's obviously a very entertaining orator, and if you like Henry Rollins, I'll hook you up next week. I think you tweeted this, didn't you, about the Harden trade? Did I see you post that? I did tweet that,
yes.
Mary?
I did not tweet anything about it, but I did notice it. It's a big trade.
Yeah, big trade. Brooklyn Nets send James Harden to the Sixers for Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, Andre Drummond, and 2 first-round picks.
For one guy?
Yeah.
Is he worth all that?
He's
apparently somebody thinks so.
Isn't he old?
He's definitely on the second part of his career. Like, he's on the way down, but he's still very good. I just don't think...
I think they wanted to see... It would have been fun to see...
They're going to lose him anyway, so they... And Philadelphia's going to get him in the... So it's just like... Philadelphia needed to move Ben Simmons. Their first-round picks are late-round picks because they're usually, like, in the playoffs. So it's just like, hey, we can make this move in the summer, or we can make it now.
A lot of calculation.
Yeah.
But it would have been fun to see long-term what Kyrie and James Harden and Kevin Durant would do.
Yeah, I don't think
over
it's
the long
going to work.
run.
I
don't think so?
No. Too many guys that are ball-dominant.
What's that?
Too many ball-dominant players.
Listen, I can't tell you how many times I've heard it in my own home, how ball-dominant I am. And
she was saying bald-ominent.
What is an ominent?
You know what it is.
And I'm not bald. Which part of that?
That's what ominent means.
Oh, a bald ominent.
It means you're not bald yet, but just you're ominent about it.
Oh, I'm ominent about it. It sounds like one of those words that we'd throw at Poundcake and he'd come up with. What does ominent mean, Poundcake?
I don't know.
No, she made it up.
It's a big word.
Yeah, it can be whatever you want it to mean. You can just start using that.
Is ominous a word?
Ominous is a word, sure. But
that's what I thought you meant. And I was
ominent, I don't believe it. Maybe it is a word.
I wouldn't dare correct you because I was like...
Cody's correcting people on their grammar. Yeah.
Well, I heard ominous before, but I don't... I know
ominous is a word, yeah.
Well, omnidirectional mic is what I'm thinking.
What does it mean? What does ominent mean?
Bad or unpleasant and happening soon.
Ominent?
Bald ominent. Mm-hmm. That would be a bad, unpleasant thing that might happen soon.
That would be really, really... Did you mean ointment is what I typed in.
Ointment should be on one of those words.
Bald ointment is bad, too. Maybe.
Well,
let's whip out the Ouija board, Mary, and see if I'm...
It's a new word suggestion, so I don't think it's officially a word yet.
Someone suggested that. A new word suggestion. I like that a lot. I like that people are out there suggesting words to the official word. You know, they send an email to Merriam-Webster or Funkin' Wagnalls, and they go, hey,
what about this?
What about ominent?
What do you think about
ominent?
Approval status pending investigation. It's both ominous and imminent.
Okay.
Ominent.
I had that happen this morning. My brother was texting us about a job interview that he had, and
Is this 36 hours a day?
Yes, he's hoping to get down to 28 hours a day. So this job comes with less hours and no weekends.
More vacation time. It's time to spend with the family.
Yeah, a little sleep in action.
A little you time.
But I told him, I was like, he has a tendency to think he's better than people. And it's kind of hard to talk to.
Come on.
I was like, hey, man, just take it easy. Like, you're going to be fine. Because he was nervous about it. I was like, just, talk yourself up, like your skills and things, but don't be too braggadocious. And it underlined braggadocious like 10 times. And I Googled it, and it was the right word. And it was a word that existed. But for whatever reason, iPhone didn't recognize it. It kept correcting me.
Maybe you don't use it, and it was maybe trying to draw attention to it. Or
maybe he knows that that's not the right word to use with your brother.
Oh, maybe. That they were like,
don't tell him that.
Don't even try.
Did you mean ominent? Because what does all this unearned hubris from your brother come from?
I don't. Insecurity, probably.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
It's a defense mechanism.
Yeah, because when I told him like, don't tell them that you know more than they do, he said, I think his exact words were, statistically, I probably do.
What statistics would he be referring?
So I said, keep it chill, talk yourself up without sounding too braggadocious, and don't tell them you know more than they do. Love you, man. Good luck. And then he said, statistically, it's more than likely I do know more than them, though.
What a weird response.
Very weird
What a
response.
very strange response. Statistically, right.
It's likely that he does.
You should have said, well, there's a 99% chance that you should withhold that information from them.
You don't need to tell them that today.
Guys, listen, bottom line, you need me more than I need you, all
That's
right?
how I feel like he is.
Who ran those stats? That's what I want to know.
I don't know.
Is it still fixing copiers or whatever?
No, it's a different job.
Oh, a different job.
Yeah.
Police cop?
He might be a fish
Fish
cop.
cop.
Yeah.
Police cop. That should be a new show. This fall on NBC, Police Cops.
I think it was a pretend show on Simpsons or something.
Was it?
Yeah, Police
Cops.
But either way, braggadocious. That is a word, right?
Braggadocious, yeah. Braggadocio, yeah. Did
That's
you see
what it kept suggesting.
Braggadocio?
And I thought they just forgot the U.S. at the end.
No, they're both words.
Well, there you go.
You were right.
It kept suggesting that one. And I
You
was
were
like,
right.
what is this? It's not finished.
There was 100% probability that you were right.
Hey.
Just tell your brother that. Did you see the girl who was recording? She didn't realize she was recording. She was doing a job interview for SkyWest Airlines. This is a flight attendant. And she thought that she was just practicing. She didn't realize it was recording and that this would be the final thing that the employer would. She didn't get the job because she was making fun of the questions. But halfway through, I cut this way down because there's a lot of pausing and staring and trying to figure out what the hell she did. But she didn't realize that she had been recording the whole time. And there's no take backsies. So this was going to go, everything she did was going to go to this potential employer. I say everything she does is going to.
So, the question is the stupid, cheesiest question I've ever read in my life. All right. What is your impression of SkyWest company culture, and how does that resonate with you? Oh, no. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize it was recording. I was practicing.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those days. Anywho,
I've had that morning,
she didn't realize that she was, but in between, she's putting on her lipstick. She's talking to a friend on her phone about how she should answer the question. She's like, jumping up and down on the couch.
I just don't
know. And then
know.
toward the end, she's like, oh, what the? Oh, boy. Well, I guess I'm not getting the job.
I just don't know how you get tricked in this day and age. Like, there is a light that comes on. There's a big red letters that say recording, REC.
Well, it was a job interview. She might have been nervous, wasn't paying attention. I mean, clearly that's what she wasn't paying attention.
Well, people know what how technology works, especially when you have to use it for a job interview. It was just like that one actor that was...
we did spend a couple of minutes with you trying to figure out a piece of equipment that you use every single day.
No, it's not the same thing, though.
Okay.
But it's not a video. It's not just recording. Not everyone uses this type of equipment.
Is she on
But you do every single day for 5 years.
But I don't touch the same things every day.
Yeah, he didn't know somebody else touched it, so.
Oh.
Is she on like a phone or a laptop, or we don't know?
Laptop, yeah, it was like a Zoom recording, and she was just thinking that she was practicing and didn't realize that she had hit record, I guess.
But it wasn't even like just because if it's a recording, that's one thing. But it was broadcasting already?
Well, the recording, when you're done, automatically goes to the company.
Gotcha.
So whatever she did on there was going to go to SkyWest Airlines.
Well, and sometimes when you enter a Zoom meeting, there's like 15 pop-ups. It's like allow internet use, unmute your mic, and all that. And one of them that will pop up will say like, host is recording this meeting, and it'll say like, I accept or whatever. Do you accept the terms? So she probably was just clicking through and was like, whatever.
Yeah,
maybe.
maybe.
Change the fact that she probably should have not said that.
Yeah,
What a cheesy question.
What a cheesy
All
question.
interview questions are cheesy.
Right.
They
but
are.
you know that
They're
going
trying
in.
to figure out if you can plow through them. They know they're awful. They want to know how you handle them. They're not going, look at this. Unless your brother's interviewing somebody, and then he'd be like, look at these amazing questions.
I wrote them all.
I wrote them all.
Because I've written every question in the history of questions.
I invented the question mark.
My last name is Mark. Did
Before
you know that?
me, it was just open-ended. You didn't know how to inflect.
Let's get this bank back to a hideout and we'll break into it later.
It's the cops!
Where's the police cops?
They all explode.
Yeah.
Let's get this bank back to our hideout and break into it later.
That's the one where the character's named Homer Simpson, and he's super cool. And then in the second episode, they recast him and make him into an oaf. And,
right.
And it makes Homer upset, so he changes his name to Max
Power. Yeah.
This isn't bad.
Isn't bad. Tell me one thing mankind's ever done that's any better.
The Renaissance?
This is better.
I got some money to give to you here. It is $1,000 as promised. It's a chance for you to go fund to yourself this week and next. Last 2 weeks to get one of these keywords and put some money in your pocket. So good luck. Listen closely.
The Buzzard wants you to go fund yourself and score $1,000. Enter the nationwide keyword WIN at WMMS.com. That's WIN. Enter it now at WMMS.com. And good luck from Buzzard Radio.
Oh, no.
What?
Go ahead.
What? A couple of people died.
I didn't know if maybe you had information we had talked about this week.
That's
why I was
yeah.
like, oh, no, immediately. That's why I was like, oh,
No,
he got
no,
a
no,
message
no.
back.
No, I'm sitting on that till Monday.
Oh, okay.
Well, I do not have information yet, but I'll be sitting on it until Monday. That message I sent is still just hanging out there.
Okay.
But Jeremy Giambi died. Jeremy Giambi, he didn't set the world on fire in Major League Baseball, but he and his brother Jason played for the A's back in the day. He played for a handful of teams, but he's still very young. For some reason, I was thinking he played for the Pirates along the way, but I don't think that that's the case. He played for the A's. They had an actor play him in Moneyball, the Brad Pitt movie.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite parts of that movie is the Jeremy Giambi.
They just call him and go, "You're traded to whatever," and he goes, "Okay."
Yeah, because he was kind of being a punk, and
Yeah.
like, they're just talking about all the stuff that he was doing behind the scenes, and he was, he thought he was untouchable, and they're like, "You're out of here, bud."
Yeah.
Yep.
Jeremy Giambi was drafted by the Royals, and then he played for the A's for a couple of seasons with his brother. And then he went to Philly and went to Boston. He only played like 6 or 7 seasons, but he was at his parents' house. He's only 47. He was at his parents' house in Southern California, and he died. They say that there's no information, but they suspect suicide.
Oh, man.
Now, he and his brother were both big juicers back in the day, too. So I thought, well, maybe this is one of these things where, like, his heart just popped, from damage back in the day, waited for him, and then did him in. But something I read said that they suspected suicide. But he was the younger brother or older brother of Jason Giambi?
I think he was older.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
He's the younger brother
He's younger, okay.
of Jason Giambi, who was, I think, arguably a better player.
Yeah.
Of course, you'll recall Jason Giambi, the one who's still alive, gave up his number 25 jersey so that White Sox legend Jim Thome could retire it here in Cleveland before he left. Because Jason played here for a hot minute. And then Jim Thome said thanks and then went back to work in the White Sox front office. I'm just spitting facts. I don't know what to tell you.
I know, but he retired as an Indian.
Also, a guy named, if you watch, this kid was amazing. Josh Newman died. I don't watch a lot of YouTube, but I would watch Josh Newman videos. This guy was a YouTube skateboarder who would go down like these speed skateboarding videos that were just phenomenal to watch.
Those scared the crap out of me.
You would just pucker the whole time watching these things. He died in a plane crash with 3 other people. They found the plane in a huge lake in Iceland. But Josh Newman was a big, big deal on YouTube and a big deal in the American skateboarding community. And his videos are fantastic. And he was in a plane with a couple other people, and it went down east of Reykjavik. And they are all dead.
That's always crazy when someone does dangerous stuff on a daily basis.
And then dies in a plane crash or
Dies in a
something.
plane crash,
Or gets hit
yeah.
by a car
Yeah.
or, twists their ankle and gets sepsis. It happens all the time. Gets
Isn't
attacked.
that when your poop goes into your organs? I thought sepsis, I really thought that's what it was, when fecal matter was in your body.
Well, sepsis is when, I'll read you the actual thing here, okay? Sepsis is when chemicals are released in your bloodstream to fight an infection, but it can cause a whole bunch of other problems.
Oh.
So sepsis.
Alex Smith had that.
I'm not sure what you're thinking of.
I thought sepsis was when your poop, your fecal matter, and those toxins in your colon
Like a
seeped
perforated
into
bowel.
your blood,
Yeah.
and you had sepsis.
Peritonitis? I don't know. Sepsis can encompass a whole bunch of other things.
I don't know.
But like an untreated thing, or it can get infected, or,
Maybe I'm just thinking of a leaky septic tank.
Maybe you are.
Septic, yes.
Septic. That's what I really thought.
Are you thinking of a fistula?
No.
Oh, okay. One of the Guardians of the Galaxy, I believe.
What are you doing with that fistula, Sepsis?
Again, you don't want that either. You don't want to get attacked by a badger in the woods. That can become infected. And, well, it's all kinds of things that can happen. And you certainly don't want fecal matter to be spilling into your body. You don't want any matter to be spilling into your body, just across the board.
Fistula.
I mean, there's some matter you can spill into your body, but you got to do it the right way. If you spill some food into your mouth, that's okay, right?
Yeah.
You spill some Mountain Dew into your
Body.
hole. Yeah. It's all right.
Spill a little Mountain Dew in my mouth.
There you go. See?
Accidental bowel leakage.
Leakage?
Liquid.
I gotta
It's going to be one of these kinds of days.
You're making
I
up a lot of words today.
I've had such a morning already.
Dude, I got no sleep last night. I don't know why. I could not sleep. I got up at I'm just lying there till 3:45.
Jeez, man. Just thinking?
No, it's lying there trying to sleep.
What's going on in your head when you're lying there?
Nothing.
Nothing. No thoughts.
I was trying to do that old military trick where you lie there. You know how they talk to these guys that are dispatched to war zones, and there's always, your nervous system is you're just stressed all the time, right? And so they still have this kind of trick where guys in those situations will be able to go to sleep because you have to catch sleep wherever you can.
Yeah.
And there's this trick that's supposed to work to put you to sleep pretty quickly where you just kind of lie there on your back with your arms at your sides and you kind of slowly envision from your head down to your toes completely just
one muscle at a time.
Something like that, right, along those lines.
Didn't work. I moved stuff into my boyfriend's house last night, and so we were kind of doing all if we move this here, for big furniture stuff. So we spent most of the night talking about plans for moving things and where we're gonna put things. And so when I laid down to go to bed, my head was full and racing around of all the different things we could do and where things wanted to go. I wanted to get up in the middle of the night and measure stuff. That's where I was at. But I woke up this morning. It's my niece's 10th birthday. Happy birthday, Rye. So I took them breakfast, happy birthday breakfast, and then I had a ton of running around to do before I got
What was the
it.
happy birthday breakfast?
Donuts.
And Dr. Pepper?
Not Dr. Pepper.
Donuts.
Just donuts.
She's 10. She had gin.
She has gin. No, but I took them donuts and was like, hey, happy, they don't get donuts a lot. So it's a nice little happy birthday
little treat.
thing. Yeah. And then I had a ton of stuff to do. I had to go pick up a prescription, and I was supposed to get cat food at the same place, but they were out of the cat food that I have. And I was like, man, I don't want to buy a different brand because my cat has only had the same type of food her whole life. So I don't want to go out of town for 10 days and then her not like the new food that I bought her and starve to death. That would be very
She'll
tragic.
probably eat it, but she might get some diarrhea and do angry poops someplace in your house.
Well, I don't want that to happen
Maybe
either.
fistulas all
Why
over
not?
the place.
Because
she
I don't
would.
want to come home to 10-day-old poop.
Your
By then
mom's
it's
going to
super
be
easy-
there and collect it.
By then, it's super easy to pick up. And don't
Whatever.
they go in the box?
Not if she's angry pooping outside the box or she can't hold it.
Angry pooping?
Angry pooping?
That's what he said.
That's what I've seen
No,
cats
but wouldn't
do.
you? I thought that was the point of having a cat. They go into the box. You're not
but,
picking
I
up
mean,
poops around your
if
house.
it's diarrhea and it just gets everywhere, whatever.
240.
Come on.
I think that's a good one.
I went and donated DVDs, which, by the way, I called 4 different shelters, halfway houses.
Yeah, that's what they need. Movies,
Well, I was
not socks.
Well, I was like, do you guys have any use for this? If you guys need entertainment or whatever, and every single place was like, no, we have streaming services. And I was like, I can't even give DVDs
To homeless shelters.
homeless people. This is
Hey,
insane.
they're homeless in 2022.
Right. They're
They
like-
might be homeless, but it is the future.
No, we have Netflix. I was like, what the hell? So I just took them to Goodwill because I called 4 different places and all of them were like, we don't need them. And I was like, whatever. I guess someone can buy them for $1, I guess.
They're Netflix and chilling even at the halfway houses.
Right. Yeah. So I've been nonstop since 8 a.m.
By the way, to me, the saddest thing was that they determined that Bob Saget died from head trauma.
So he fell?
That he had.
Who's the lucky lady?
He fell Because initially they thought maybe he just had a heart attack in his sleep because he was still tucked into bed and whatever. But they found a bruise on the back of his head, and they determined that he probably fell and didn't think anything of it and then went to sleep. So they said that the autopsy confirmed that the cause of death was head trauma to Bob Saget.
Like in the shower or something, maybe?
Don't know.
Slipped and...
Accidentally hit the back of his head on something, thought nothing of it, and then went to sleep. And obviously, anytime you get some kind of head injury, they're like, don't go to sleep. Don't, but if he didn't think anything of it, if it hits you just at the right or the wrong part of your neck.
Bleed,
and something. That's what it was. Yeah, he ended up with a brain bleed and 65 years old. So, foxy wife left behind. Hopefully somebody will swoop in and console her. But, so not heart attack. Brain bleed. I don't know if that's better or worse.
I think it's worse.
That's
Probably worse.
It's slow.
It's such a
worse.
But it's also one of those things where it's such a bummer because it's just this weird happenstance that he bumps his head and then dies.
And had he gone to the hospital or something,
but it's also one of those things like if you bump your head, you're like, man, that hurt, rung my bell a little bit, but you don't think it's going to do that,
kill you.
The contusion.
Let me take a break. I will have what for you? Well, a little bit later on, I will have those tickets for you for Black Keys. We'll get you to the Dream Theater show in Akron end of this month and more passes for the NBA crossover sessions. They're doing those for All-Star Weekend next weekend downtown at Public Auditorium. 35192. Want to text